Dear school I go to, this is your student speaking, and I am here to let you know that I will no longer be attending your campus for the rest of fall 2020 semester. Sincerely, a very tired student who much rather be enrolled at Education Connection. I feel like we need to have a moment of silence. No, we don't need to have any more moments of silence. I'm over that. We've had enough of those. I'm over it. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for returning. I hope you're subscribed. On this channel, we are an abundant family who loves to live, laugh, learn, and love together. When you comment your name, introduce yourself so that we can get to know each other. As you guys can see from that little intro thing I did, I will not be attending my school on campus for the fall semester. Why, might you ask? Well, that's exactly what we're gonna get into today. Before we do that though, I do have a drink. It's not the matcha latte from last time. It is a strawberry protein smoothie. I just got back from the gym actually, as you can tell from my frazzled look at the moment and my obvious gym wear, but I really wanted to get this out simply because it's on my mind right now. It's fresh, it's raw information, it's genuinely how I'm feeling at the moment. This is new to a lot of us and we've never been in a situation like this before. So when it comes to being a student, and I hope that if you're a student just looking to see if you should opt out of your fall semester, this helps you. So I'm gonna try and get this up as fast as possible and hopefully it reaches as many people as possible. I know my channel's small, but it's okay. For the card that we have here today, I picked Flow Like Water. This card, it was just amazing to me how it fit into the topic of today. We're in a world where things are rapidly changing and we have to adapt best we can. My previous video, or it's going to be the one coming up after this, I don't know which one I'm going to edit first because I think this one is a little more urgent, so I'm gonna try and get that one out as fast as possible, which would make this my first video. We'll see what comes out first. But Flow Like Water, this is so important to remember. Release control. And for so long, well, for the first 2 weeks that I've been at school, I've been trying to keep everything to my liking and to my comfortability, but I was stressing, I was doing all these things, and you know, the universe wasn't giving me anything to my knowledge. You know, there's things going on behind the scenes, but I had to learn to let go and to trust, and of course I wasn't gonna get a job here. The universe knew that I was gonna end up going home. I didn't know. So I'm thinking in the moment, I'm applying to all these jobs. If I would've got a job, I would've had to quit and do all this other stuff. Try your best to release control and just go with the flow. Take things as they come. Now let's get into the video. I am leaving for the rest of fall semester. I've only been here 2 weeks and my school is offering the opportunity for us to be able to go home and receive a full refund. Not all schools are doing this, even if it's a partial refund. They offered this in the very beginning of the semester before we even got here in the first place. They offered for us to be able to stay home and we can get refunded and things of that nature. But my school decided that if we did choose to opt out of the fall semester, we would lose our room. And I like my rooming situation. It's not uncomfortable at all. It's a great rooming situation. I'm so grateful for this room. This is the best room I've had since I got to this school. But yes, I am choosing to pack my stuff up and go home. And I'm going to get into the reasons why now. Reason number one, in-person class difficulties. The idea of wearing a mask wasn't that troublesome to me. It didn't bother me all that much when I first thought about it in retrospect. But you know, living through it for 2 weeks, I don't think I can do that for the rest of the semester. And I'm not gonna be one of those people who just rip my mask off for the rest of the semester just because it's uncomfortable for me. But being in class, our desks are 6 feet apart. So the idea of being in a small, intimate school has kind of been ripped away from me. If you go to a large university, maybe this doesn't bother you, but I go to a fairly small school. So the idea of being 6 feet apart from everyone really changes the learning style that I've been conditioned to appreciate within the last 3 years. On top of that, participation in its own is something that I genuinely don't even do anymore. I don't have a very loud speaking voice in the classroom, simply because sometimes I'm not always sure about my answers. So I don't want to scream it, like I don't want to be that kind of person. But when you have a mask on, you have to scream everything, okay? And there was one point in class where I had to get up on a stage and introduce myself so that the people on Zoom could see me. The professors are just trying their best. I cannot blame anyone for this. These are my personal discomforts and my personal things that I just don't think I can deal with for the rest of the semester. Most stuff is online anyways. To accommodate the people who did choose to stay home, tests are online, everything's online. We don't get printed anything. So there's really no advantage to physically being in class anymore because we're on camera anyways. Nothing is in paper. The syllabus is syllabi. The syllabi is plural of syllabus. Fun fact of the day. Anyways, so the syllabi is also the syllabi. It sounds so weird. Anyway, they're also online. Everything's online. So there's no point in being here. Other students are not following safety protocol. And this is very obvious if you just Google the cases that are increasing everywhere that we go. Students are not following practices. When you have students that aren't wiping down their desks before and after, and you have people who take their masks off and things of that nature, and or they're just not wearing a mask at all, it's troublesome. Definitely, you know, watching cases go up at any moment because I live in such a small town while being here, and I go to such a small school. It's a little frightening. Like, it could be me at any moment, and I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to bring that home. I wouldn't want to be quarantined, sick, feeling shitty without my mom. Like, there are just some things I don't want to go through. And being at the gym on top of that, which is where I just got back from, is a mess because people just completely take their masks off. People aren't wiping stuff down, and I'm extremely uncomfortable in these situations because I don't know where you've been. I don't know if you went to a party at the university near us. I don't know what you've been doing. So how can I trust? You know, the most that I can do is do my part. And sometimes that's not even enough. And I don't want to live here for the next couple of months with that fear in the back of my mind. Number 2, let's get real, the refund, okay? I want the refund. Wouldn't you? It's a full refund, still offered. Got to live campus life for 2 weeks, not 2 months. Got to live campus life for 2 weeks. Good. I want to go home now. All right. I get my full residential refund back, and that's just that. All right. Partial refund if they send us home would be cool, but why not go home ahead of everybody before cases really get bad and get the full refund? I will be losing my room. This is true. I do have the option to get it back maybe if it's still open during the rooming process in the spring. But I think that the pros of going home, being able to work, getting this refund, I can get a car. There are so many things that I can do to upgrade my life personally that would be worth being in a shitty room for 3 months. Like, I'm about to graduate. It doesn't matter. Number 3, isolation. So I don't know about you, but my school has put in many rules about being able to see others. You cannot go to other people's rooms if they do not live in your building. This is a rule that no one's really paying attention to, but it's a rule that exists. I've been paying attention to it. I have not been on campus really because my room is slightly off campus, so it's about a half-mile walk to get back to campus, but technically I'm an on-campus resident. Anyways, so I haven't really been over there other than for classes in the gym. But my being has been screaming at me since I got here to go home. I felt extremely lonely, even though it's pretty much the same conditions I've been in the last 3 years. You know, I have friends that I can see, but I just don't want to. You know, it doesn't really do much for me. That lonely feeling's still there, and I think it's because my soul, my being wants to be home with my family. That's what would fill my cup, not being with friends. And I think that's very real. You know, you can be lonely in a room of people, room of your closest friends. I want my family. So it's been a very lonely experience, especially since the whole campus feel really just isn't there this year. Number 4, the university closest to us really isn't doing well at all. They have tons and tons and tons of cases, hundreds of cases. At this moment that I am filming this, they only sent home the people who live in dorms, but those aren't the problem. The people throwing parties are the people who live in apartments that they can't control. So the city closest to us, the city I get my groceries from, the city my roommate and I go to get dinner if we want to go out, is going back on lockdown. It's unsafe, it's a red zone, it's a mess, and that's just not safe for me. I don't like that. If I have to get groceries every week, I don't want to feel like, oh, I can't go in there because it's probably, you know, it's a red zone. It just getting with my nerves, okay? I don't like it. And that's why I just want to be home with my family in an area where cases aren't that bad and I can go to the Publix, the Walmart, and all these things and feel comfortable. I think those are all the reasons that I'm choosing to go home for the rest of fall semester. COVID situation has been handled as well as it could be by my school, and I give them props for the amount of accommodations that they have provided and rules and guidelines and things that they have provided to keep our cases down. But sadly, there's nothing they can do to control other people's actions. My school has done a great job, in my opinion, at keeping cases as low as they can, but the problem was bringing us back in the first place. I feel like a lot of colleges and universities doing that are a money grab, and I feel like that's not fair to any of us. And if you want our money that bad to the point where you're putting lives at risk, I understand that colleges are a business, but you have to draw the line at some point, and the line wasn't drawn for any of the schools that opened for the fall semester. No one truly cares. There are schools who decided, you know what, before the semester even started, we're gonna go fully online. For me, that's the best choice that a university can make, or a college, or wherever you go. And those are people who truly care about their students. I understand wanting to bring people back and give people a break from their homes, but at this point, it's not worth it. The people that I've talked to personally are just as miserable as they were at home, if not more. And there's a problem there, you know? When people come back, they want to see other people, they want to talk, they want to be able to socialize, and the guidelines make it hard. So I understand how good they're doing with these guidelines, but also it really just makes on-campus life useless. All the perks of being on campus are completely gone. They don't exist. I'd rather be on online college, personally. And so with that being said, we are all just doing our best in this situation, and we are all just trying to cope the best that we can. If anything, flow like water. And that is what I'm doing. Releasing control and just allowing the universe to guide me step by step by step. I believe that them sending that email saying that we can still go home and get a full refund was the universe like, let's go. You know, and I'm someone who walked 3 miles a day when I was home in my neighborhood, happy every day, did it pleasantly, did it in the rain, and now I dread walking half a mile to get to class. And that alone says that I don't need to be here, because clearly there is something wrong. My body doesn't want to do it. You know, it's fighting. It's like, I don't want to be here, so I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna flow like water, and I'm going to go home. Sooner than later, we'll be out of this ditch, and things will hopefully return to normal, or maybe we'll just get used to a new normal. No one really knows. But with that being said, everyone just stay positive and happy. And if you like videos like this, you want to see me just talking, then subscribe, because that's what I'm going to be doing. And next video, if this is the first or second video, whatever, the third video that you guys will be seeing on my channel will be in a different space, because I'll be home and happy. So I can't wait for that. All right, thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.